Alright guys, what's going on? We've got Season 43 War 1, and today LVT is going to be matched against PBT. They did the same bans as last season, so it's going to be Ghost, Spidey 2099, and Scorpion, which are, are fine for like really mystic heavy defenses. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing in Omega, Sabretooth, and Torch. That's who I'm bringing in, Torch. So yeah, if you guys hear anything in the background, my dog is sitting here and he's making a bunch of noise, so sorry about that. But either way, let's go ahead and join, take a look at their map, and I'm sure it's in the thumbnail and or title, but I do die in this war. Which is why I'm posting it as like a standalone video. The next two wars of the season I combined into one just to get caught up. After this war I wasn't super motivated to post, but I do want to because I was on a really long streak. I was almost at a 300 deathless streak and then died in this war. So yeah, just looking around, they did a really good job. One thing that I think they did a great job of was kind of herc-proofing their mini island. That is not easy to do, but they did do it. I'm sure that some alliances would find a way to herc all that stuff anyway, but we didn't. So this first fight is just going to be a crossbones. So I threw on a combat regen boost here, and I'm running half suicides because I'm using Torch for my next fight. And I didn't want to like lose a bunch of health because I need him for one more after this. But this fight is very easy. It's been about 20 seconds and he's just gonna drop. So very straightforward fight there. And then this is just gonna be a rank 1 7-star Dragon Man. Gonna use Torch here, no flame on, don't really need it. And yeah, so super straightforward. You could use anyone for this fight. Like, I could use Omega Red and just combo him down here. It wouldn't really matter. But I needed Torch for something else anyway, so I just decided to bring him. And yeah, you can see I feel like I'm playing pretty well. I'm playing pretty, consistently, confidently. And after my death later on this war, for the last 2 wars, I've been playing horribly. My confidence is just super shaken. So it's interesting to watch this war back now after having seen and known how my next couple wars go, like how much worse I get whenever I'm nervous. So this is just going to be a thing here. Basically you just don't want to dash back 2 times in a row or he's going to get a regeneration passive, and if it happens 10 times he will go unblockable. And he's here because his specials are unblockable when he's at 15 rock stacks, so like to get out of the way of his special 2 you have to dash back twice. But it doesn't really matter. Like, you can give him a regen stack and you can see right here that the timing works out really well if he throws it. You don't have to trigger the regeneration. So here we go, very straightforward fight. It was about 30 seconds. And here, so I removed dexterity for this fight, I think just out of habit. I definitely didn't have to do that. I also think I removed suicides, which I also didn't have to do. But it was the first war of the season. The Alliance hadn't died yet. And I did not want to be the first one. So apply the flame on, leave the war screen, come back and make sure it's there. It is. So yeah, I'm going to throw on an invuln boost for my next 3 fights. I'm going to try to stretch it out. My 3rd fight being the most dangerous one. So yeah, this is just Torch versus Mephisto. Really nothing going on here. He is getting like a lot of auras, which is fine, but I thought about using Omega for this fight at first. That was like what I had assigned myself, and I wanted to keep the flame on as like a backup in case somebody else needed one later. but I ended up just using it here and using Torch here, which I think is a lot smarter. But yeah, he's just going to go down. That was also about 30 seconds. I mean, this was just way faster than it would have been if I used Omega. So here I'm going to turn Dexterity back on. I'm going to turn Suicides back on. My last two fights are going to be with Omega Red. Hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. Had a phone call coming in. But yeah, so these last two fights are going to be with Omega Red, and this is just going to be in a Tuma. I don't think this is like a great placement for him, unless you just assume that people are going to like be using Shuri for him all the time or something, but yeah, I don't really understand why he's here. He's a good defender. I don't think that this is the node for him though. And yeah, just kind of gonna play slow, not punish his heavies with my heavies because I know better. And yeah, he goes down about 30 seconds, and here comes the last fight of the war. I've taken this fight a ton. If you guys watched some videos that I posted last season, I was taking this fight all the time. And there's a strategy to it. I knew the strategy going in. I rushed in because I had an invuln boost going. That was a huge mistake. So far everything's going really well. I have a guidance so I can get more spores up. Just, you know, locking in degen, playing passively, and then here I wanted to go for a repair. He didn't throw it, so instinctively I heavy countered his heavy with mine, and he just destroys my health bar with his special too. And that would have been okay, but there's no way for me to recover this fight because he also stole my power, so I can't get to my special 3 and power drain him. That was like absolute worst case scenario, and the worst part of it is that it was completely self-inflicted. Like I wasn't like, you know, turtled up blocking, like, oh, the AI just threw a special into my block just because they knew it would be unblockable. Like, no, that was just like horrible judgment. That was, you know, a bunch of rust in Alliance War. Just showing. So that invuln boost that I was hoping to use for 3 fights, I ended up having to use a second one anyway. And then right here even, I was trying to trigger Dexterity when he was throwing a heavy attack, and I kept anticipating it a little too early, so he's spending forever at his special 2, which is really dangerous. But it's fine. I end up soloing, or not soloing, I end up finishing the fight. But very disappointing. I was the only death in my battle group, and I was also the only death in our alliance. We ended up winning this war 1-28. That score is like really inflated on their part. We had won, and they had a boss that they were trying to take down, and they just all ended up like dogpiling on the boss and like not healing or boosting. So I think they died like 12 times to a boss. So either way, good war to these guys, great war for my alliance, bad war for me. Hopefully I can bounce back and start playing a little bit better, but we will see how that goes. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll keep posting these videos, hopefully a little bit more quickly in the future, but the next 2 wars are already edited and ready to upload. So, all right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.